In my set, when we were doing BFG's cave, then Ruby was a little doll about the size of this microphone. And if she had to move around, the director, Steven Spielberg, would hold a tennis ball on a stick and move the stick, and I would look where the stick was going. But then in the afternoon, we'd go to the next room, and suddenly everything was huge. Everything was much bigger, so this microphone would be as big as this and as tall as that. And this was the set that Ruby could act on, because everything was to her scale, if you see what I mean, all BFG's big things. So it was a lot of fun.
Who else has got a question?
How did you make it?
I don't know. It's really a mystery, isn't it? It's a mystery to me too.
How did you become a giant when you were filming?
How did I become a giant when I was filming? I just imagined myself to be a giant. I just imagined what that might be like.
Was Giant Land a real place or was it CGI?
I think we'll take some questions from the adults. No, I'm fooling you. No, that was a CGI place. Yeah. Pretty good, huh?
Do you like the way you look as a giant in the BFG?
Yeah, I do quite like the way I look, yeah. I liked having a bigger nose. And I really liked having ears. And I have two little dogs. And how many people have dogs in the room? Yeah, you know how their ears are always moving around and very attentive? You can tell how they're feeling by their ears. And I really liked the fact that BFG had big ears, like elephant ears, that could wave and move. And Stephen and I tried to leave room when we were filming it where I didn't move my eyes or look, or my head didn't turn round, but I kept still and he would animate my ears to move so that I had ears more like a dog, like an animal. I think that would be quite an advantage.
Was it exciting being a BFG?
Yeah, it was very exciting being a BFG.
What's your favourite funny word?
What's my favourite funny word? What's yours?
I don't know.
I'll have to think about that.
I like it when the dog farted.
I was going to ask this because you recently, Mark, you recently met the Queen when you were made a Sir, did you not?
Well,
so did you when you met the Queen do what the BFG did when he met the Queen?
No, I didn't. No, it was I only met Prince William. It didn't seem appropriate in front of the Prince.
No whiz popping in the palace then.
You're filming, aren't you?
What was it like filming the palace scene?
Oh, the palace scene was really fun. They built a very large room, larger than this room. It cost about $2 million to build this room, and they built it all the time we were filming. You could go every day and visit them building this room. And then I was put on a big scaffolding tower. I had a little table, but I was raised very high up so that I would have the right eyesight angle down to the Queen and to Ruby. We didn't see the dogs fly around. That happened later in the movie. But it was a very funny scene. It took a long time to practice.
How was it meeting all the people like Steven Spielberg?
You know, it's funny when you meet people who you've seen on the television, like actors or football players or singers, because you put them in a certain place, don't you? You imagine them as having something special. With all those people I've met, very soon, within a minute or 2 minutes, they're just like you and me. They're just very normal, and you see that they're just people. It's quite nice meeting them.
your favourite BFG line?
What is my favourite BFG line? I don't know. I like the word scrummy. Scrummy, I think, is a very good word. I like the word wondercrump. I think wondercrump is possibly it's possibly better than wonderful. Or it's different. Yes.
It's enjoying it.
What?
It's enjoying it.
I didn't understand.
It's enjoying it.
Did I enjoy it? Did I enjoy it? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Did you enjoy it? No. Did you? Good, good.
How did you make the bubbles go down?
If you could answer that, you'd make a lot of money, wouldn't you? Imagine, would you buy a drink that the bubbles went down on? No, you wouldn't. Why not? I don't know.
Which part did you enjoy filming most?
I don't know, I enjoyed every bit of it, really. I quite liked the dream scene, but I think my favourite scene was when I sat with her on the hill at the end and told her that she could go and have her own life. I thought that was a nice scene. Just before the attack. Yes?
What for you is different between acting on a CGI stage versus acting on a real stage?
Theatre stage. What's different for me between acting on a CGI stage and a real theatre stage? If anyone feels that they need to go, don't. I won't be offended. Don't worry if you need to slip away. What's the difference? Actually, there's more difference between acting on a normal film set and a theatrical stage than a CGI stage and a theatrical stage. Acting on a CGI stage was like the last day in a rehearsal room when you don't have props and there are a lot of people, producers and people standing around the edges, and you just play the play without anything else other than your fellow actors. And that's what it was like on the CGI stage. Yes?
How did you get so big and how did the girl get so small?
The girl was that small. She's a real girl. And then the film, they did things to the film to make me look much taller. 24 foot tall. How tall is 24 foot? Maybe as tall as those rafters? 4 times the height of this man here.
So he's 6 foot?
Yeah, tall.
What was the best dream that you caught?
Oh, what was the best dream? I can't remember. Did you have a favourite dream that I caught? I like the dream we blew into the window of the little boy about the President of America calling and asking for advice. Do you remember that bit? I like that one.
What was